Hello, you're listening to Yellow King Filmboy. Michael Caine will soon be in Christopher Nolan's TENET. Well, hopefully soon, depending on when cinemas actually open. Let's hope that sooner than later. Michael Caine has now been in every single Christopher Nolan film since he cast him as Alfred the Butler in Batman Begins, including The Prestige, Dunkirk, Interstellar, Inception, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, and of course, TENET. Nolan believes that Caine is like a lucky charm. He said to Hollywood Reporter, "Michael comes so prepared for the role and he's just so good with such a minimal effort. I cast him in every film just as an example to everyone else. He's just a lovely guy to be around." He jokes that he's my lucky charm. It was a very good strategy on his part. Caine remembers when he first met Nolan. When he visited his house when he was casting for Batman Begins, he said, "He came to the front door of my house in the country with a script. I could see him through the glass, but I couldn't recognize him. The moment he introduced himself, I knew exactly who he was because I was a great fan of his 3 small films," says Caine. When Nolan mentioned that he wanted Caine for Batman, the actor was taken aback. "I told him, I'm too old for Batman. Do you want me to play the butler? What would my dialogue be? Would you like another beverage or more custard?" Nolan then explained that he saw Alfred's character to be a lot more than just a butler and that he was the foster father of Batman. Caine continues, "So I did the movie and it was one of the greatest things I have ever done in my life." It is an industry joke that Nolan thinks of Caine as a lucky mascot. The actor confirms this, saying, "All the films I have made with him have raked in over $1 billion, so he has to have me in a film even if he has no part for me. In Dunkirk I was only a voiceover and I got billing in the credit title." Caine has already stated he has no idea what TENET is about. He said in a recent interview, "Nolan is so secretive, he won't let me have a script. All I had was one day's work and he gave me my pages. I did my part and shot only with John David. I haven't heard anything since." Michael Caine is a legend in the world of acting. Besides Jack Nicholson, Caine is the only actor to have been nominated for an Oscar in every decade from the 1960s to the noughties. His career has seen him hit the ground running early on in iconic films like Zulu, Alfie, and The Italian Job. Zulu was released in 1964, 50 years before Nolan's Interstellar. Michael Caine's performance in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy as Alfred the Butler is underrated. It's a performance of quiet authority that enables the viewer to believe that a billionaire can dress up in a bat costume to fight crime. Caine could quite possibly be the most versatile actor that Britain has ever produced. But what are some of Michael Caine's best performances? Well, of course, there are the classics, the gritty Get Carter, which is a film that really only started getting serious appraisal from critics in the 90s. It took an era of Tarantino's Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs for this film to start appearing in greatest crime movie lists of all time. But my favourite performances from Caine come mostly from the last 20 years. The 2008 film Is Anybody There? Contains a masterful performance from Caine as an 85-year-old third-rate magician forced to spend his dying days in a seedy old folks' home on the Yorkshire coast north of Hull. It's a touching, dark comedy that sees Caine infuse the ex-magician with a bit of movie magic, cynicism baked with pathos, and one of the greatest cinema voices ever. He teaches an equally eccentric 10-year-old boy who lives with his parents at the home and has become somewhat obsessed with death. He teaches him some tricks and they form an unlikely friendship. Harry Brown was released a year later, with Caine giving a mesmerising performance in this bleak revenge thriller. Michael Caine is cast in the film as Harry, an elderly gent and widow living alone in an increasingly dilapidated apartment building in southeast London, with fond memories of the way the neighbourhood used to be and a desire essentially to simply be left alone and to leave the memories of the man he used to be behind. What makes Caine's performance so elevated in my mind is the development of Harry's turmoil over his actions, brought hypnotically to life by Caine's simultaneously understated and volcanic performance as a man driven by impulses both understood and undiscovered. Caine's ability to perfectly blend a sense of menace with the vulnerability of his aging body turns Harry into an unforgettable character study of a conflicted man. And then we have Little Voice, where Caine plays an aging, third-rate theatrical agent, a mean, despicable music promoter and talent agent, a talent agent with no clients. He is a one-hit wonder with a song he recorded 30 years ago, It's Over, a song he sings at the end of the film. Michael Caine's drunken rendition of Roy Orbison's It's Over sees Caine washed up, deep in debt, sneered at. He drunkenly grabs the mic and turns a sad, sentimental song into an increasingly vitriolic, obscene hymn of hate to show business, the public and himself, wilder and nastier than Sid Vicious's version of My Way.
Say goodbye, good fucking bye.
This scene alone, which I found hilarious, and the performance leading up to it, is Michael Caine at the top of his game. There's so many other movies I could have included, but those three stick out for me. So let me know in the comments, what is your favourite Michael Caine movie? As always, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you later.